Hey everyone, this is Rabbitearsblog and welcome to my top comic books of the week. This week I got even more new comics to recommend, so here are my top 4 comics of this week. Comic book pick number 1, Astonishing X-Men Unstoppable Volume 4. Written by Joss Whedon, artwork by John Cassaday, published by Marvel Comics, era 2000s. In this volume, the X-Men finally arrive at the Break World, and once there, they discover that there is a prophecy on the Break World that determines that a mutant would destroy their world. So in retaliation, they have decided to destroy the planet Earth itself. Will the X-Men be able to stop this threat from happening, and will all of them survive this journey? Joss Whedon has once again made the series fantastic to read through. The characterizations of all the characters were very well done, and I love the way that Joss Whedon started wrapping up all of the loose ends from the previous arcs in this final volume. I also love the relationships between all the characters in this book, especially between Cyclops and Emma Frost, and Colossus and Shadowcat, as their relationships were memorable and sweet. John Cassaday has once again provided some brilliant artwork, especially during the scenes where the X-Men are fighting on the Break World, and you can see the characters fighting on ships and other such machinery. Comic book pick number 2, Saga, Volume 1. Written by Brian K. Vaughan, artwork by Fiona Staples, published by Image Comics, era 2010s. This volume is about a soldier named Elena, who is a young woman with fairy wings who came from the planet Landfall, and another soldier named Marco, who is a man that has goat horns and came from the moon planet Wraith. These two soldiers ended up falling in love with each other and had a baby together, but because their plans are at war with each other, the two lovers decide to escape from the war and go to a planet where they can raise their baby in peace. Unfortunately, Elena and Marco are being hunted since they abandoned their stations, and they have to get to the new planet before it's too late. I absolutely love this comic. I never would have thought that Brian K. Vaughan could write a story that would outdo his Y the Last Man series, but I was wrong. Brian K. Vaughan has done an excellent job at setting up a brilliant story about two lovers trying to escape war to raise their child, and I love the way that the story is set in a futuristic setting, which makes the story even more creative. I also love the fact that Brian K. Vaughan focused on the relationship between Elena and Marco, as they are willing to do anything to protect their baby, and I love their romantic banter with each other as it made them very relatable to the audience. Fiona Staples' artwork is truly fantastic to look at, as the characters may look a bit scratchy, but the lighting of the explosions during the battle scenes is very well done. I also love the image of Prince Robot IV, who has a human body with a TV set for a head. Comic book pick number 3, Batman the Long Halloween. Written by Jeph Loeb, artwork by Tim Sale, published by DC Comics, era 1990s. In this comic, Harvey Dent, Batman, and Captain James Gordon were all having a hard time trying to bring down Gotham City's most infamous crime lord, Carmine the Roman Falcone. However, the real story of this comic centers around a serial killer known as the Holiday, who only kills people on various holidays such as Thanksgiving and Christmas. I actually first heard about Two-Face's backstory in the TV series Batman the Animated Series, and I really enjoyed the animated series' interpretation of Two-Face's character. However, after I read Batman the Long Halloween, I was surprised at how different they presented Two-Face's backstory, which both versions were very well done, though I like the animated series' interpretation a bit better. Anyway, Jeph Loeb's writing was brilliant, as the story is broken up into several chapters that detail the holidays when the Holiday serial killer starts his killing spree, and I thought it was very creative in the way that it was handled. I also love hearing about the backstory about Harvey Dent, as he has quite an interesting backstory that really defined his character in the later Batman stories. Tim Sale's artwork is truly dramatic and intense to look at, especially of the image of Batman himself, as he is shown to be large and intimidating. Comic book pick number 4, American Vampire Volume 2. Written by Scott Snyder, artwork by Rafael Albuquerque and Matias Santaluco, published by Vertigo Comics, era 2010s. In this volume, there are two stories about Pearl and Skinner Sweet. The first story is about Skinner Sweet meeting up with Police Chief Cash McHogan, who is trying to find out who murdered the 4 Coruscantians who want to make money off the Hoover Dam. The second story is about Pearl getting married to Henry Preston, and the fact that she might discover that her former enemy is still alive, who is still trying to get back at Pearl. Scott Snyder's writing is at top-notch form in this volume, as he combines two stories at the same time, while entwining both Pearl and Skinner stories into one another. I love reading Skinner's sweet story as he causes more mayhem towards the characters, and I also love reading about Pearl's story as she is happily married to Henry, and it was fantastic seeing Henry be married to a vampire and not letting that get to him. Rafael Albuquerque and Matias Santaluco's artwork are truly dramatic and frightening to look at, and they greatly capture the disturbing nature of the vampires presented in these stories. That's my top comic books of the week, and I would highly recommend all of these titles to any comic book fan. Also, since these are the shorter reviews on the comics I picked out, if you want me to do a more detailed review on these comics, then please feel free to comment below and I'll see what I can do with it. Also, I will be posting new videos every Sunday or Monday, and if you don't see any videos on those days, I will post them on Tuesday and Wednesday. This is Rabbitearsblog, and I'll see you later.